joining us today. When I say us, I want you to imagine Omri's father, his siblings, my parents, my sister Lishai, my nieces, my nephew, my other sibling are all here with me. I always think that every speech and every engagement will become easier, but it's actually becomes more and more difficult every time I speak. My name is Moshe. I'm proud Israeli, proud Sderotnik. I grew up, born and raised in Sderot on the Israel-Gaza border. Proud captain in reserves of the Israel Defense Forces. In the past 3 weeks now, I'm serving here in the US on behalf of Omri and my sister Lishai and the entire family to make sure that their voice is being heard, no matter where, no matter when. On October 7th, when it all happened, I was actually here in Brooklyn. I was just entering a nightclub, Brooklyn Mirage, and I was going to start a beautiful night with friends, with beautiful music. And then I read the news upon entering the club, and I saw that rockets were launched to southern Israel, including to my town, Sderot. I shrugged it off because I grew up under constant barrage of rockets throughout my childhood, throughout my teenage life and my adult life, whether when I was serving on the border or when I was living at home. Just because you need to understand it's normal for us to read about or experience rocket attacks. So I shrugged it off and entered the club, assuming everything is going to be all right. But soon after, I realized this is something different, even more barbaric and evil than we have ever experienced in our communities. Getting messages from family and friends about Hamas terrorists and their accomplices running amok around our towns and kibbutzim, burning people in their homes, shooting people in miguniot, in safe rooms, in shelters outside. And I was frightened and terrified. I eventually managed to get home, and I was with my family the entire night and the day after. For the first time in my life, I was scared for their safety, and that says a lot for someone who grew up in Sderot. Around 5 a.m. or 4:30 a.m. Eastern time here, we lost contact with my sister Lishai and Omri. They have 2 daughters, my 2 baby nieces, Bonnie, 2 years old, and Alma, who is only 6 months old. Then there was their family dog Mojo. We lost contact with them, and for the next 8 hours we were living in the fog, in complete darkness. The news continues streaming about the most horrific acts being committed against our communities by Hamas and their accomplices. And all we could do is to believe that Lishai and Omri will be safe, that Ronnie and Alma are safe. After about 8 hours, my mother received a Facebook message saying that my sister and 2 baby nieces are indeed safe. They were rescued by the IDF from a home of a different family in Kibbutz Nachaloz, where they live. Omri, however, was taken to the Gaza Strip, held hostage there to this day, and we have no idea of his whereabouts or his well-being. During those many hours in captivity in Nachaloz, Omri, Lishai, my 2 baby nieces, experienced the most horrific things you can imagine. Abuse, torture, and even, something like mockery. Being mocked by terrorists as they're been handcuffed, live streamed on the Facebook of a member of that kibbutz. While they've been experiencing all of that, we were not aware of it at the time. Eventually they were moved to a different home, of a different family. Upon entering, they saw the body of a teenage girl lying dead. She was executed by Hamas. Next to her body was the figures of her two parents, shocked, covered with blood, terrified, and her two younger siblings as well, screaming, "Why did they kill her?" Ishai, Omri, and my two baby nieces were sitting with that family for hours. Eventually, two other ladies were taken to the house. They were the two American ladies who were released last Friday. The teenage boy who was forcing people, including Lishai and Omri, to open their door because he was threatened by Hamas that they will shoot him, was found dead in a field with his mother. They shot him anyways. But by sheer luck or lottery, I don't know why, my sister and my two baby nieces were not shot, and they were not taken hostage. It was a decision of a second, of a monster, the monster who decided to enter their home and take them. But Omri was taken, and he's still there. Ever since, we all tried to strengthen my sister, who is a heroine. She's brave, she speaks to anybody who wants to listen. She gets our support and she gives us strength as well. I couldn't stand here without seeing her speaking her truth to the entire world. We hope Omri will return to us. We're waiting for him. And what I will ask you is to be the voice that I'm here today to your communities, to your friends, to your associates at work, everywhere you can. Please be brave for us and speak about Omri and Lishai, and speak about every family of the hostages. Speak about every victim of this tragedy, because if we will not speak, the world will continue to forget about us. And even in the age of GoPros and TikTok and Instagram and Twitter, where all of these heinous acts were live streamed and posted, even in this day, it's already been forgotten and denied. Thank you for organizing this, and please continue to go, and don't be afraid, because you provide us courage and strength to go everywhere as well. Thank you.